As you might have noticed in our videos, Gene and I invested in a new rooftop tent. And in this video, I want to show you that it really lives up to its name. That's Quickpitch and how quick it sets up. I want to give you a little bit of background on why we chose this one, what our criteria was, and I want to go into details about the ins and outs, give you an honest review. So first things first, is it really as quick to set up as they say? Actually it is, so we're actually going to time it. Time it takes to set up and really we're ready for bed is super quick. So the idea is to time it in a real world kind of scenario, like we would normally use it every time. So as soon as I open the door to get the ladder, Gene's going to start the timer. Got start?
Let's start.
Time.
1 minute, 23 seconds.
Oh wow. And the Quickpitch awning is equally easy. So we're going to time that one too. Want to grab a bag? Sit. 43:21. So 43 seconds for the awning. So the tent and the awning, 2 minutes and 6 seconds. When they say Quickpitch, I think they mean it. So Gene and I have been super happy with the Smittyville tents we've been using in the past. We've used them for many years, but we started doing more winter camping, and those tents are a 3-season tent. And they work just fine, but we noticed a little bit more difficult to close up in the winter when they're cold and when they're covered in ice especially. So I got thinking, I got looking at some other options, and I just happened to be looking at an Alu-Cab. That one caught my eye, and we went to the Overland, the Spring Overland Expo in Rocky Mountain House, and we spotted the Quickpitch product and had a close look at it, and well, I think Gene really liked it.
Next week?
You've made your decision, haven't you?
I think so.
So we had some criteria for a new tent. One, it had to be a 4-season tent so we can use it in the winter. Number two, I think all the bedding had to fit inside. If there's something I hate is packing away bedding, especially with not much room in our Jeeps. Gene is claustrophobic, so it couldn't feel closed in. And if it could be more comfortable and quicker to pack, that'd be a bonus. That'd be a plus for us. So with that in mind, we have now, I think tonight's our 10th night in this tent, and we have enough experience, enough time with it to know what we really like about it and know what, I don't know, leaves a little bit to be desired. So we can give you an honest review. The shell is thick gauge aluminum. It's obviously solid, and it has quite the weather strip going around. There's nothing getting past that seal. I'm super impressed with the hinge at the front. It's one piece, so there's no seal required, so it can't leak. We drove it in a couple of rainstorms coming back from Ontario, and there was no water coming in. The mesh on the screens is super tight. There is no bugs coming through here. You can tell the zippers are very beefy. All the bedding fits in. All I gotta do is move the pillows, because I like to put them in the middle so the tent When it closes, it gives more room for the fabric. And it's set up to get ready to go. There is lots of storage. With all these pockets, we got room for our clothes, our PJs, whatever we need. Jean and I are fairly tall and we fit comfortably. If I was 6'7", it might be a little tight, but I think it would fit. So the tent is equipped with a light. It's at the pillows. I mean, great for reading, but I'm not too sure about that. And at the base of the light, there's 2 USB charging ports, which is handy for your devices. And it's meant to be powered up by a connector underneath the tent. I don't see doing that. So what I did is I added a USB plug so that we can use our battery pack that we've been using for years. There's actually a little handy hole in the bottom of the base for the light, and the wire passed through no problem. Flip the switch upward for a white light and to bottom for a red light. And it folds down neatly out of place. There's some room at the bottom here. Great spot for your cell phone, some bear spray. Everything's handy when you need it. So obviously the tent is super quick to set up, and that's some things I really like. Number one, the mattress is super comfortable. It's probably the most comfortable mattress I've seen in a rooftop tent. It's very thick. The tent is obviously well made. The awning is super convenient. This piece can't be beat. It is crazy strong. I saw it at the expo and it was really windy, and this thing is rock solid. Windy day doesn't bother me one bit. The awning was pretty easy to install, just a few bolts. 2 bolts on the side here, and the main bracket at the back here. The bolts simply slide into the channel or the rail, but on this bracket here you do have to drill 4 holes. There is no instructions with this thing, so you need to have an idea what you're doing. You got to be pretty good with tools, but it wasn't difficult to install. There is a flip up leg to give the roof a little bit more crown for when it's raining so that the water runs off. I did add a piece of tape just to prevent wear on the material. I noticed the demo at the expo had that as well, and that Gorilla Tape is just amazing. Overall, we're super pleased with the tent. We really like it, but there's a few items, a few pieces that I don't know. One is the shoe bag. Being mesh, muddy shoes, rain, I don't see it staying clean. And it's intended to be zipped on the side of the tent so that you can put your shoes in. I just don't know about that. I can imagine that muddy shoes in the rain would make the tent dirty, and then you fold it in the tent. So I don't see us using that. Super convenient to just take off your shoes at night, open the door, put them in the Jeep. Or what I've been doing, put my shoes just on the roof here. One thing I would do different is to have the opening zip down instead of up, if that makes sense. By opening the door, it all folds up. In the winter, you dump all the hot air out of the tent. But in the summer, and we were in Ontario a week ago, it was super, super buggy. You have this great big opening for the bugs to get in. No big deal here in Alberta, but in some places with lots of bugs, I don't know. I think it would be better if it unzipped from the bottom so that you have the flap hanging down and you can kind of sneak in the tent and not bring any bugs with you. The side entry on the ladder is taking a little bit of getting used to. I'm used to being at the end of the bedding. You kind of come in where your feet would be. So here on the side, it's fine. Just takes some getting used to. Now there is one negative for off-roading. The tent is a little bit on the heavy side. Tent and awning combined are about 250 pounds. Jean doesn't seem to mind though. It's not terrible, but it does make a difference. And putting it all away is just as quick and easy. So first we'll start with the awning and time that, and then we'll do the tent. All our bedding is just placed a little bit more in the middle so there's more room for the fabric to fold, but otherwise everything's in there. That's the awning. 1 minute, 17 seconds. It's pretty quick. That's the tent. So 2 minutes and 1 second plus the awning, which was 1:17, I think. So that'd be 3.5 minutes to pack up camp. Yeah, we're gonna like that. So all in all, we're really happy with it. It's super easy to set up. The mattress is super comfortable. It's built to last, high quality. I know we're gonna use this tent for quite a few years to come.